Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Loremaster the Absurd, the podcast that looks at some of the craziest mysteries and conspiracies and just crazy shit that's happened in history. As always, with Loremaster Jeff, myself, Loremaster Eli. How you doing tonight, Jeff?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Fantastic. It's summer's coming to an end, fall's coming. It'll be time for all like the spooky fun stuff.
Yep, we're almost through August here, so
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
Yep.
And just think, with everything going on between aliens and Monroe or where we live is being attacked by those stupid
lantern flies.
Yeah. Mary sent me her building is covered in them.
Dude, they're so weird, and they're aggressive. Like they don't bite or anything, but they get in your face. Like I'll be walking down the street, like by my office on lunch or something, and like they just like fly at you. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with these things? Like,
listen, I got one of those bug guns that shoot salt.
Okay,
and one of them was bothering our dog. And I shot this thing 4 times and it still wouldn't die. And it just kept coming back at us. And finally I just swung the salt gun itself and hit it. And then it just flew off like it was going to get us friends or whatever. So we ran back in the house. I felt like that scene of Jaws where I stabbed it. I shot it. I was like, the only thing left, I want to blow it up.
You need to get the one with the CO2.
See, that was like a pistol looking. I feel that's one's
that's CO2, man. You're gonna get a lot of force behind that CO2.
Yeah, after I shoot out every window of my house with rock salt. Whereas I thought this one's kind of like a shotgun. It's just more of a spray and pray thing. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, I hit this thing on 4 times because it would stagger back and they would turn to look at me. I'm like, oh no, and I'm backing up, pumping it. It was not good. It was not good. But hey, so that happened, and a part of that too. I also watched some videos on YouTube that scared me. So that's gonna lead into the mystery we're talking about today. Jeff, how do you feel about clowns?
I think they're fine. I think generally it's pretty stupid. I don't know why people like clowns. Clowns
don't. You never been scared of clowns?
Nope, don't bother me one bit.
Not at all. Just going to a circus.
No,
his birthday party.
No, that is. I'm not afraid of clowns.
Wow.
They do not bother me. Other than they just annoy me. I'm just not sure. I don't find the appeal of them.
Okay.
Or the fear of them. I'm kind of just indifferent to them. I'm like, these are almost a waste of space to be a clown. I'm not sure why people want to be a clown, and I don't know why people like them. I don't know why people are afraid of them.
So what you're saying is you'll never go to clown college?
No, I mean even if I got a scholarship, I go.
They do offer those things. There's clown organizations that offer
the clown mafia,
the clown schools.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine would you come out of now? Listen, I'm not judging anybody who decides to be a clown, but I can't help but wonder
I'm judging you. What are you doing with your life?
When you go to the club,
when you're filling out the application, I implore you to just stop and be and just ask yourself one question.
Okay.
What am I doing with my life?
Right.
What am I about to embark on with my life?
Just no part of it sounds good time, right?
The next I don't know how long the clowns go to school, 7 years to be a clown.
I think it's I think it's probably like a 6-month program.
That's Dr. Clown.
Oh wow. Clown PhD.
Yeah.
I'd watch that TV show.
Yeah.
Clown PhD.
What do you do? Do you know what do you do if you get a job as a clown? What is
if you think about it, you can go to business for yourself or go to work for a company where they'll say children's birthday parties and like fairs.
Is that still a
of
thing? Is
stuff.
that
Post COVID?
I
Probably
don't
not.
really like. I don't really like associate with a lot of people that have children. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, like I know people that have children, but like they're that nobody has ever been like, hey, we're Johnny's birthday's next week, and we're getting him a clown. Like I don't know anybody who I literally in my whole life I don't know anybody who's ever said that.
Well, it's funny you say because I was thinking about that. I even as a child, I never went to a birthday party where there was a clown.
Yeah, that's what I don't quite understand. Like, how are these people getting work?
Well, I mean, a circus. Some will work for the circus, which once again,
aren't all the circuses shut down? Right?
There's not a lot of them. Yeah, there's. I think there's only like
Barnum and Bailey shut down, right?
Or yeah, I guess that's true. I think Circus Soleil, but like, I don't think they really have clowns.
Clown. Like, so, right. And I guess that's my point. Like, is like clown college like a stepping stone to some sort of theater, or I don't know. I don't know what the point of it is.
Well,
you know what I mean?
When today what we're going to do is talk a little about clowns, but mainly the 2016 clown sighting events, as they were called,
the clownademic.
But like that's one of the theories I may be presenting to you about why that happened.
Okay,
about why that happened. Now, before we get to 2016, Jeff, there's a couple things I want to see if you're aware of.
All right.
Because as I went down this rabbit hole in YouTube, which may have been the most frightening, I do not want to specify how much time I spent watching videos about these clowns. This has been a problem apparently a lot longer than even I thought. Apparently, because people have been like making claims and have contacted the police and various things all across the U.S. I found like sites, like they're stated there were sightings every state but Hawaii, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
But it's been going on since the late 80s. People have seen just random clowns either standing in the forest or like the tree line or like walking around neighborhoods and stuff. Like not like, haha, Mr. Bubbles doing Mr. Bubble stuff. But like being creepy or threatening.
There's something like inherently weird about that because isn't it so? Well, who was that?
John Gacy, John Wayne Gacy in the 70s,
right? And like, is it a because like he killed a bunch of kids,
but well, yeah, you know like,
and like, is there some sort of weird like? Are these like people like when I see a guy walking around just anywhere as a clown, I'm like, this guy's a pedophile. That's the first thing I think. I'm sorry, like, why else would you dress like a clown? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, well, maybe
I feel like all of our clown listeners are going to be upset.
You know what? If we have clown listeners, they can stop listening. I'm tired of you. Go back to clown college.
But no, you're right. Well, like what's weird about Gacy though is like he was known as a clown, but I don't think he ever killed anybody as a clown. He did that because he was trying to blend in with the neighborhood and seem like a big shot. And so he's like, how will the neighborhood respect me?
That's what he decided. That's the
big shot. He's like, I'm gonna start this clown thing. I think he was Pogo the Clown, and he's like, let's go around to birthday parties and like town events and stuff. And
oh really? So yeah. I thought he was like dressing up like a clown.
No, most of his victims that he killed, he would hire young teenage boys, and typically they were boys that worked for his construction company, or boys that he would pick up at the bus stop when that was still a thing.
That dude, man.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But so like they've seen these sightings, but to your point, like that was probably maybe that's like kind of like the start of it, right? Like the 70s, you had him. Then like people were seeing these like random clowns, and apparently it'd been building every year. And then in 2016, at the beginning of the year, they were getting ready for a movie. Like it was like an independent horror movie this company was doing about clowns. And so like in their town, like in their state, I think it was like Wisconsin or something. In Wisconsin, they had a couple people show up in the town, like it's walk around as clowns, but it was their clown. I think his name was like Gus or Guppy or something, as a publicity stunt for the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But what's weird is like around that time, all of a sudden, all these clown sightings in 2016 started being reported all across the U.S. Um, People were reporting them like standing on the side of the roads, walking in the woods, walking through parks, walking through neighborhoods and alleys. They would sometimes just be standing there and like they wouldn't interact with people around them. Sometimes they would kind of like be menacing. Sometimes they would downright chase people. There were police reports of some of them chasing people with clubs, axes, sticks, chainsaws, hatchets, guns, knives.
Bone
I found
noodles.
I found one that said they had a spear, which I'm like, where do you get a
Well,
spear in the U.S.?
Did they make it? Like,
I mean, they would have had to. I don't like. There's not such thing as like a spear store.
I was gonna say there's no store to get these. Like, I don't think they sell those at like Dick's Sporting Goods.
Right? And so at in 2000, so but then like the news picked it up and like. So then, like, as these news outlets were picking up, they were like looking at all these states and like they were like counting all these clown sightings. It kind of and like there were instances of there was one death in 2016 from this, where a man was stabbed to death, but I think it was because he was pretending to be the clown, and he went into a kind of a rough neighborhood,
okay,
to try to do his clown clowning around, and he scared the wrong person who got so scared they stabbed them multiple times, and they died.
That's crazy.
But then there was another incident where there was like a family, there's a group of family like hanging out in their backyard, and like 15 people dressed as clowns like rushed them and beat them all within like an inch of their life and then ran away. There were people who reported like they were chased, like children were chased by these clowns, and before they got to like an adult or somebody, like the police were always called. They were accosting like students, high school students. They were like waiting outside of schools. School would be going on, and they'd be like standing in the window, like by the windows, like staring at kids. All kinds of crazy stuff. And like it got to the point where McDonald's, like I don't know if you know how like Ronald McDonald really isn't a part of McDonald's anymore. They pulled him back. Yeah, because of what happened in 2016. A lot of states banned the purchase of clown costumes, and those bans still take place.
I didn't really like. What's weird is it was going on, but I didn't really pay that much attention to it. I'm like, one, this is stupid, so I guess I didn't really realize that all that that it was that bad, like where states are banning clown.
There are still states where the clown costume's banned, and then then law enforcement, because apparently this has been a building problem for years, but like I said, it got media, it was put in the media in 2016. Apparently it's still a problem, and the number gets higher every year, but the police and most police departments in most states stopped publicizing it because they didn't want, because they think that
clown,
well, basically copy clowns. But basically, that's what they think caused the increase in 2016 on the news and everybody.
Right, it's like a viral sensation or whatever. Yeah,
and because even though like it's not really in the media anymore. If you go on YouTube, TikTok, people are always putting videos like people just standing like clowns at places.
Really? I did not even realize that this was still a thing. Like, I just figured it was a couple like losers who didn't really have nothing better to do, just dressing up like clowns. I say that, and I'm gonna have people like stand outside my house with clown costumes.
Oh my god!
I'll hose them down. I don't care.
Well, it's funny. In 2016, the company I worked for, the one night we were getting ready to close, and the one person that worked there, she screamed, and like we like looked at her like, what's going on? And the whole front of our building was glass, and then she pointed, and like there was one of those guys standing across the road in a clown costume, but like I don't like, he could tell that because like it was all glass, so like you could tell that he saw that she was like standing at the glass staring at him. But it was a major highway with like it wasn't easy to cross that traffic. And so he like stood there for a while, and they just kept walking down the road, which he had difficulty doing because the sidewalk ends to make room for all the traffic. So he was like, you saw him like etching, like it took the fear out of it a little bit. It took the fear out of it a little bit. But I mean, it was a big deal. So, and then because all this happened, like it kind of got famous. This guy in Florida started a company where parents, if their kids are being bad, can pay him to scare their children dressed as a creepy clown, but in like the most absurd ways ever heard. They can pay him. He'll stand in their closet and wait till they go to sleep, and then come out of their closet and wake them up.
Jesus Christ!
They'll leave their windows unlocked so you can crawl through the windows and scare them. He'll hide under their bed. He'll follow them from school.
Wow.
And like all kinds of crazy shit to scare these kids.
That doesn't seem like a good idea on anybody's part. You know?
No, because like what if that kid like runs like sees a police officer, like I keep seeing this cloud follow me.
Yeah. He just pulls out his card. He's like, "Oh, I'm the part of this." What's the name of the company?
Oh man, I have to look. I was gonna protect the innocent, but I feel like if you're dressed as a clown,
this guy is not innocent.
Like, they're not innocent.
Once again, you don't do that just because you feel like it. You obviously have some kind of disorder. Like,
well, like it. He went by. He went by Wrinkles the Clown. They made a documentary about him.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a documentary you watch about Wrinkles the Clown.
That's crazy.
The costume does not look great.
That's probably part of the thing, right? I mean, that's why he's.
I guess, yeah. Apparently, this happened in Naples, Florida. And in like the surrounding neighborhoods. What's weird is no one will say how much. Exactly how much he charges. The only thing most parents say was like it cost me a few $100.
Jesus Christ!
Which isn't there a better way to like punish your kid than be like,
yeah, just like don't let them watch TV. I mean, I don't think
I'm gonna hire this guy.
Doesn't cost you anything.
Know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, just some random guy to like terrorize your kid
and like let him in my children's bedroom and stuff.
Yeah, these parents are monsters. Like
it's crazy. Oh, he also. If it helps you, he has expanded his services. He will also attend birthday parties, either for fun or to just accost your kid in front of all his friends.
He's still in business? Like he's still doing it? Wow.
Yeah.
Does he have booking information?
Well, that's what's weird. Like he doesn't have a website or anything. They say like he just like locals know him. Whatever that means. Also he'll prank people for you now. And then what's really kind of fucked up is like there's a video releases as soon as like right before COVID where you know what a trussel bed is?
No.
It's like a little flatbed that rolls under your regular bed. So like if you have company, you like roll it out.
Oh,
it's like
okay. Yeah. It's like Yeah.
Well, in 2000, like right before the pandemic, there was a video of he laid in a trussel bed and the parents pushed him on the bed and then he laid there. The parents let him laid there until the kid went to sleep, and then he forced himself out from underneath the bed to wake the kid up to scare them.
Wow, dude.
And apparently the parents tell them, this is what happens if you're bad. This clown.
I mean, well, I assume he must be like a local guy, right? Like everybody kind of knows him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it like, okay, this is Jim from next door or whatever? But even that still, man, it's it makes it a little bit less maybe dangerous because if they know him, but it's still no less psychotic, you know?
Yeah. Like apparently this is gonna make it worse. Apparently, the town knows him. Wait. So I can't. Here's what's weird. Either he is 65 years old.
Probably, yes.
Or he pretends to be 65 years old. There are conflicting statements about
I feel like he's probably like just an old guy. Like the thing is, he's probably harmless, right? But you just, you don't know. And the whole premise of it just seems a little bit, a bit much.
Oh, he gets even better. You know how you get a hold of him? He has flyers up where it's got his number. You just call a number and either leave a voicemail, and then he'll show up your house, make a deal with you.
Yeah.
Or he'll answer the phone and take care of.
And then does he have a boner the whole time he's doing it? I mean, like,
oh Christ, my god! People have put his phone number. They printed his phone number in the newspaper. So The number, you can find the number on Google.
Is Mary afraid of clowns?
Do you think he would? He'd charge way too much. Come clear up here from Florida.
I'll pay it. I'll pay for his airfare
and everything.
Like, hey Mary, boner the clowns here to see you.
It just seems like, I don't know what's worse, the fact that like all these people who were getting violent, hurt people dressed as clowns were like scaring the nation.
Yeah.
Or
this guy.
Guy who parents seem to be like fine with just like, oh, hide under my kid's bed until
at the very minimum. At the very minimum, he's a close second. You know what I mean? And
then what's fucked up is like all these parents will then put the videos on YouTube.
Yeah, like
I let this clown sleep under my kid's bed while he was sleeping and scare him.
What are you talking about?
It's like, maybe there's a reason your kid's bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure this isn't the first time they've had to resort to, that's just good parenting. Yeah.
But like, it's crazy. And then going down the rabbit hole even further. So not only do you have this ass clown, see what I did there? See what I did there? Who can scare people. Then as I'm going down this rabbit hole, what if I told you he's not the only weird clown to try to capture children, but this time not paid by parents?
If he's not the only weird clown, I'd be shocked.
What if I told you in Chicago in the 90s, around the time of In Living Color? Remember in In Living Color, there was Homie the Clown?
Yeah.
What if around this time, a scary looking clown who went by Homie the Clown showed up in Chicago with a white van that had the words free candy spray painted on the side of it?
Jesus,
it was going around Chicago trying to get kids to like pick kids up, either come to his van or to give them candy, or he said there's puppies and stuff. But he was so scary that most kids ran away.
Yeah.
He also carried around socks, which people didn't know why.
Well, isn't that what Homie the Clown hit people with? He had like a...
Yeah, but like he never hit anybody. He was just carrying socks around. Unless
he just like had Kmart socks. He's just like,
But they and like because of this, like all these kids were reporting to the police, and apparently then like the police were going around and accosting legitimate clowns, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, well,
because they're trying to find this guy.
I mean, I feel like if the clown doesn't have free candy spray painted on a white van, he's probably not the same guy. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess that's true. And he was like trying to kidnap children. One kid said he like grabbed them, but he managed to like get out of his arms, scare him away. The police were going to like investigating all the clowns in the Chicago area, and like they even in the media put out a notice like, "Hey, clowns, you're on notice. Like, we're gonna find this guy.
We got you, clowns."
They never found him.
They never found him.
One day, he just it was like he disappeared. Like all these kids just quit being like, we haven't seen him anymore.
He drove to Florida.
Oh my god! Whoa! Oh man, you might be onto something here.
It's possible.
So, like, if you look at this, so like it's weird because if you think about it, right? So we had that 2016 clown sighting, or like, sorry. So let's say if you go back, we say Gacy, right?
The timeline, yeah.
Gacy's the 70s. And then apparently all those years, people are seeing random clowns in places. Then we go in the 90s, and then Chicago's, which also Chicago area, Gacy stomping grounds. Then all of a sudden in the 90s, you got Homie, the real Homie the Clown, is out terrorizing people, disappears. Then all throughout the 90s and 2000s, people are still seeing clowns all over the place. 2016, they're just everywhere. Are we due for another
clown outbreak?
Another clown outbreak? Either one evil clown, or all of them just showing up again?
It's possible. I mean, it doesn't seem that anybody cares about clowns anymore, to be honest with you.
I mean,
I just now. So when was what was the ICP, the Insane Clown Posse?
Clown Posse. They were like in the 90s and like early 2000s.
That was at the 90s. Okay,
like the late 90s.
I just know I knew so many trashy people that were just worshipped them. Like I mean,
hey, you better be careful what you say about ICP. These people take that band serious.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, holy shit, dude! Like these people were into ICP like way too much. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand why. I like what was it? What was the appeal of them? I don't get it. You know.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I never really cared for their music. I did enjoy. They started a wrestling league for a while.
Yeah, I remember that, and they had
they did like
Fago Cola.
Yeah, they did
Is
extreme.
Fago Cola a national brand or is that a regional brand?
No, it's national. Fago's national.
I always thought it was regional.
Fun fact for you: Fago was a German brand of soda. It was created during World War II. Because there was something going on in World War II where a lot of people were not fans of Germany around that time. Yeah. Well, so Coke wouldn't send Coke in, and they couldn't get the ingredients to make Coke. So this company sprang forth to make their own fruit-based sodas, and that's how you have Fago. Little fun fact for you.
Well, it tastes like detergent. So
you don't even like Fago orange?
No, I don't really care for any of the Fago.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. Not just out here just discriminating against Fago.
I knew this one guy, man. He was like, he got like 2 or 3 tattoos on his arms from
Fago.
No, the insane clown.
Oh yeah, right.
And like you never saw any like, business students going to ICP concerts. You know what I mean?
Oh, I in my previous,
I never did any. Maybe it's because the area I grew up in was mainly kind of white trash. You know, like just the demographic there was ideal for the.
I used to work in the funeral industry, and there was a gentleman I worked with who like I always thought was pretty straight laced and stuff. And then the one day we started talking about, I was like, oh yeah, like video games, horror movies, all that stuff. He's like, oh, and he's like, let me show you this, and he pulled his lip down. And he had Hatchet Man, the logo of ICP, tattooed in his lip.
Oh my gosh!
And he's like, I also have him tattooed like my inner thighs and stuff. I'm like, all right.
Okay. Hatchet Man by your balls. I don't. I just never saw the appeal.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I just don't. I didn't understand the fascination with it. Like, I just, you know what I mean. That's interesting because I always thought it was kind of there was a certain crowd they appealed to. I mean, don't get me wrong, like basically I was white trash whenever
Yeah, right. Like, no, I mean I was too.
Like,
I think they kind of like got to like what's weird is like the FBI tried to label them as a cult, their listeners, because they always had that like ICP fest and all that stuff. And I don't even know if they're really a cult. They were just like their fans just took that real serious.
Well, I mean, it was very cult-like. I don't know if it's not. I don't think they like. I feel like to categorize them as cult, they would need to facilitate their fans being like that. And they've never like came out and like said that. You know what I mean? Even in like their songs and stuff, they never advocated for like cult-like behavior.
Right.
People just kind of like were drawn to it, and that's I don't understand it. I could never. I thought their music sucked for one, and I couldn't wrap my head around why people like absolutely love them because there was no middle ground, right?
Yeah,
there was either like I wouldn't say I hate them, but I just don't care, But like I'm on that side of the spectrum, or you absolutely worship them. There was no like casual ICP listeners,
right?
What I mean?
Right. Well, like I mean, like I said, I like their wrestling, and like they had a wrestling game, a backyard wrestling game that was really good. And I always played. I think his name was Shaggy Two Dope.
Shaggy Two Dope, and who was the other one?
I can't remember. Violent J.
Yeah.
And so I always enjoyed playing like that. It was a really good video game on the Nintendo GameCube, I think it was.
Dude, GameCube. Side note: GameCube hands down had the best wrestling games.
Oh
every wrestling game on the GameCube was fantastic.
So good.
WCW Nitro or whatever. Oh my gosh, dude.
Raw Attitude or whatever it was.
We would sit like in my bedroom with like me, my brother, and like 2 other people and just play like 2 of our friends and just play that for hours, dude. 4-player just beat the shit out of each other on those old wrestling games. They were so good.
What was
so
crazy
good.
about the St. Clown Pots one? Like I just remember there was like you could get bats with like chainsaw blades or like saw blades and stuff, and then like for some reason they had the ridiculously tall ladder that and like you would always like, and it made like a crunch noise when you never always missed. The only thing with the game was like they played a lot of ICP music in the background. Which once again I did not care for the music, so it's weird because like I always liked like screamo. I was like one of those like emo kids like screamo. Did not care for their music, so I'd always like keep the volume down, like play my play music in the background.
Maybe that's what it was. Like I was more along the lines of like rock and alternative music, and I never got into that genre of music.
Right.
So maybe that's why I didn't care for them or just didn't really care at all about them.
Right. But like you had that, and like I know like what's weird though is like they don't really dress up like regular clowns. Like they had like their own kind of
they're not like your traditional clown,
right?
And they just basically like had makeup on,
right? And like I know some people like thought in the 2016 that they could be associated with it, but like I never thought so because like they were very distinct with like just like their face makeup they did, and like they didn't really dress up like regular clowns. So I was just like, nah.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think they're
connected. They were. I mean, like I said, whatever. I just they and there was something. The only thing I really remember about them was what was the one the last album I think was called like The Great Malenko or something like that.
Yeah.
And like I remember so many like clown juggalos, that's what they were called.
Yep.
Like they were so upset by the last album because something about like they turned, they're like, oh, this is all a joke or something. Like there was some kind of weird thing where they discredited their whole message in the last album, and like people lost their minds, dude. Like lost their minds. I don't remember what I all I know, like I said, bits and pieces here, because one guy I knew was just like super into him, you know what I mean? Camera keeps effing up. But he, it was he was super into the whole scene. And I know that I think it was the last album it was called like The Great Malenko or something.
Well, they got back together. And they just had an album come out in 2021.
Yeah. How is
called, it? I don't know. I didn't listen to it, but it's called like Yum Yum Bedlam.
All right.
And they you know what's weird? Oh, they literally broke up right after that album. Because Violent J has a heart condition, so he's like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. I was gonna say they got to be old now, right? Older, like 50s probably.
Probably like 40s or 50s. Yeah. I just remember they were also like they went by like horrorcore or whatever, which like I don't know. Like I get it. They like kind of.
I mean, maybe that was part of a big. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I was like horror, but I just didn't like. I don't. Like Slipknot, I like Slipknot. I always thought Slipknot did it better, a little bit better.
Yeah,
like the horror stuff, but whatever. But like I don't think they're connected to the clown stuff. The other theory is people think it might be an actual cult of like killers or violent offenders
doing the clown makeup and
and that's what I do. Is in every like and like they almost do like a purge style, like every couple years they all like come out of the every year and like they dress as clowns.
You know what? I feel like it's just. I feel like I don't know what spawned the 2016, but I feel like that is kind of a maybe separate incident where just people like who were kind of just. You know the type I'm talking about. Don't make me say it.
Well, that's the third. That's like the third theory I saw.
You know what I mean? They just kind of they want to belong to something, and they're like, "Hey, look at me, edge lord! Like I'm so edgy because I'm going to dress like a clown, and nobody knows." It's just it's the same people that go online and post shit posts on. It's those same people because they can hide behind anonymity because they have clown makeup on.
Right.
So it's basically the real life keyboard warriors.
Well, that's the other theory is they think that people like this clown stuff, like people got the idea like from the like oh well, people are doing this viral thing for this movie or whatever, and then some people took it a step further. Then also like people were like I'm
a clown, look how cool.
And then like
I'm bucking authority, I'm gonna stand. It's funny to make people be creeped out. It's like, what are you you're an idiot.
Like some of them just took it too far.
Yeah.
But the weird thing about all those theories is happens every year. And like what's weird now is we don't really know how much it happens or is it
Yeah,
still
yeah,
increasing because they're kind of hush-lipped about
yeah. I mean, I haven't seen a clown in years, so I don't,
it? Yeah. I mean,
But
I've seen what TV and
I
movies
don't
and stuff,
really
but
go a place where there's a lot of clowns at, I guess. But
yeah, you're gonna sit here and tell me you're walking down the road and there's a
Mhm.
clown standing in the middle of the sidewalk in like a creepy outfit, like kind of like dirty and like bloody, and the mask is kind of creepy, and that's not gonna just gonna be like, okay.
That's different. That's not being afraid of a clown. That's being afraid of some fucking idiot with a bloody like like that's
Yeah.
different. That's the I don't care about like
Well,
I
that's
can
what
look at
these
these
people were
clowns
doing.
here. Yeah, but no, a lot of them were just dressing up like clowns and like walking around.
Yeah.
That's different than like you're walking down the street. That's being wary of a stranger. That is not being afraid of
Who
a
just
clown. That's
happens to be
different.
dressed as a clown.
Right. Like that
Okay.
is different than
Okay.
being afraid of a clown.
Okay.
Like
It's crazy too. Like this incident 2016 spawned a couple horror movies from it. Some good,
mhm.
some not good.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
like these
what's
clowns
that
do.
one? What's that one real popular one?
Well, there's it.
No, Fright Face or Fright something. Frightener. Is that about clown or something? The Frightener.
No, you talk about the Frighteners? That's with Michael J. Fox and Ghost.
No, there's something. Yeah, there's some kind of weird clown movie.
Hold on, let's look at because like
You know what I'm talking about
I
the
like
one
haunted.
the
You
one
mean are you
person
talking about
we
Terrifier?
Terrifier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Terrifier.
That's
There's Terrifier, which is pretty good.
yeah. I never saw it. No.
Terrifier, it's real good. But the first Terrifier came out in 2016, so it was filmed before this. And actually,
Okay.
that wasn't the first movie that clown was in. That the filmmaker had him in other movies he did before that.
Okay. And then he kind
So
of got his own deal or whatever.
yeah, so he's before that. In 2000, like I'm trying to think. After that movie, after that movie came out was when people started talking about Wrinkles the Clown, who scares children that the parents pay, which just seems like not the best decision. But then they end up making a documentary about him, which I watched. It's actually a pretty good documentary. Then you have what was that other one? Haunt, which I really like, and it's about these guys that open a haunted house. They all dress like clowns, and here they open it to murder people. And then like at this, well, once again, then it's just kind of coincidence that in the year these clown stuff was happening, there was quite a few clown horror movies. The first Terrifier came out. Rob Zombie's 31 came out, which was about like these killer clowns.
Was it The Purge? Was it clowns? But they had them. Some of them had
some of them dressed like clowns.
Yeah.
The movie, what was the other one? I'm looking up here. There's another clown horror movie that came out. Like it. I think the first It remake came out 2016. So that's like 3 clown movies. There's another big clown movie. It came out. I can't remember. I don't know. But there was like 3 or 4 of them basically. That was people always thought that was kind of
yeah. So I mean, maybe it's there's a. I'm sure that's not a coincidence, right? That those came out and some people started dressing up like clowns.
Hey, maybe. Or were those movies they're just aware of something that we don't know what's going on?
Maybe they're just pulling a Goonies like it's our time down here or whatever.
I was even thinking too, right? And like I think because all this happened, people kind of like forgot about it. People don't talk about it. So it was like the police are almost treating this some bitch like Freddy Krueger. And we all saw how that turned out.
We know what happened. Yeah, you're gonna check with a bed sheet super quick. Like super quick, like 2 seconds, you'll be dead.
So I was thinking, what if you and I quit our jobs, or still work our jobs, but in the evenings and on weekends?
Okay.
Investigative reporting. What if we get to the bottom of this clown mystery?
Yeah. We can start interviewing suspected clowns.
Yeah. There's a horror movie about that where these people did this and then they got murdered by clowns. I'm not saying we should get murdered by clowns. That's the movie I was trying to look for. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not saying I want us to get murdered by clowns, but I'm thinking like, hey,
maybe it's like a clown mafia. Maybe there's like an underground, the clown Illuminati. I don't, you know,
the clown Illuminati.
You never know, right?
So then,
so think about this. Let me put forth this theory, right?
Okay.
So traditionally, throughout history, there's been a character who has been close to most rulers, right?
Right.
Who's that?
Your jester, your court jester.
Jester.
Yeah.
What's a jester? Basically a clown.
Right. Okay.
So, I'm with you. I mean, think about that maybe all these rulers were the clowns were in place to influence decisions that were getting made. So and then that just kind of stretches through the history. So,
there's one little piece of information I just realized I forgot to tell you. Maybe this could help your theory here.
Mm-hmm.
In 2016, the clowndemic spread, and people were spotting them in other countries as well. Some of those countries have banned clown costumes and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And not being sanctioned clowns, one of them being France.
Have we went to war with those countries?
No.
No.
So you're saying we didn't go to war with them?
No.
Because the clowns.
Yeah.
Even though they banned the clowns.
Well, I mean, it's not a real banning. It's just a shadow ban,
Even though it's in their law books.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's They're called plainclothes clowns.
Plainclothes clowns. Okay. They just don't wear makeup. But like you see like a random guy not dressed up.
He pulls a regular person.
A long balloon out of his pocket. Blowing it up. Staring at you while he like bends into like a wiener shape or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Shaped balloons.
Yeah, wiener shaped balloons. But I'm just saying, I think you and I think we could go on this search, get the bombless clown.
It's possible, or we could get murdered. So I mean,
what's the chances of that really happening? I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, some people got hurt and murdered in 2016 from the clowns, but if maybe
it's as a well protected secret as I think it may be, it's a pretty high chance we'll get murdered.
Do you do you really think they're connected? I mean, I would.
I would. I mean, why not?
Because they don't seem organized. It just seems so chaotic. They just like randomly appear.
What about the International Clown Organization or whatever it is? The international.
You talk about like the World Clown Association?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's for like clown entertainers. They don't support violence.
Okay, and no place has ever had a front for anything else.
Whoa! Look at you, man.
Why else do you need $2 million of insurance?
That's performers' liability insurance on their website.
What could you possibly do aside from like murdering somebody? And I don't think insurance covers murdering somebody that would require $2 million as a clown worth of insurance.
Well, like, you're doing performance and you accidentally break someone's like antique vase because you're juggling.
Anybody who has a vase worth $2 million isn't hiring a clown.
What if they collect clown stuff? Some people do that. I think. I mean, I don't, but I'm sure people do.
I've never heard of anybody like say like, "Oh, look at that sweet clown thing. Let me collect that." Like, I can't imagine that's a phrase that anybody has ever uttered.
The way you say that makes me think like if I was still my younger days and I was out in the dating scene still, and like I've got a blind date and like I'm like talking to them, I'm like, "Oh, so what do you do?" And they're like, "Oh, I collect clown stuff." Yeah, I'm like, excuse me, I have to use the restroom.
I gotta go. Yeah, like
that's definitely a sign of a serial killer, right? If you're like, "Oh, I collect clown stuff. I love clowns."
For sure.
Because I've never heard anybody say they love clowns, except for people who are clowns.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I don't think there's I don't know. I just know I don't know. I don't understand how they're still in business. Like I said, there has to be something going on, right? There's no possible way that clowns are still a viable option for a career in 2020. There's no way based on normal human society. Like, so what is sustaining them? Maybe secret underground organization,
Do you think with everything going on this year between AI slowly taking over, aliens, I think it was 2 days ago, there was a Bigfoot sighting in South Carolina of there's a picture, and so far people haven't been able to disprove it. So Bigfoot's entering the battlefield here. Global warming. Literally, as El Nino is making a circular airstream formation, I saw the people are like, we don't know what this is.
Also, yeah, did you see there's like a tropical storm explosion? There's like 4 tropical storms and like
and they're all heading directly towards each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like they saw over Kansas City is like this vortex spot because for some reason the jet stream is doing a circular motion, and they're like we think it has something to do with the fires and the smoke, but we don't really know.
Yeah.
So like all this shit's happening, right? What happens if clowns come back and they come in the picture? They want a piece of the end of the world.
What if they're causing it all?
Why would clowns cause any of this?
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, I can't imagine they got that kind of, like, if you look at them, they all look like kind of dirty.
They don't have that much power. Is that what you're gonna say? Have you ever seen John Wick?
Yeah.
All those homeless people.
What is that? Are you saying they're clowns?
No, I'm saying that that you can't discount these dirty clowns having power. You know?
Yeah, but like, what are they going to do against aliens stuff?
Maybe they are the aliens. Perfect disguise, right?
So you're telling me this whole time those people were not actually clowns; they were aliens dressed as clowns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, they've assimilated the clown persona.
But they literally have like advanced spaceships, and like that's how they're going to watch us.
Who does?
Aliens.
What if they accidentally came through a portal or something?
And like they're like, oh, how do I blend in?
So everybody assumes that these aliens are going to come from with a spaceship. What if they come through like some kind of weird portal or something?
And they think the way they're going to blend in is by dressing up like a clown?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a great theory, but hey, you know.
All right. I'm more on the. I read online some guy thinks they might be connected to the smiley face cult or gang. Have you ever heard about them?
Nope.
It's like a group of serial killers who all band together. And if you ever see graffiti in the shape of a smiley face, you want to leave the area immediately because they hang around those areas and kill people. Now, some people think the clowns might be.
I feel like that's a little bit on the nose, dressing up like a clown in the smiley. Like, I mean, you know.
Oh, so you think they're like two different?
I don't know. Things. I don't know a lot of clowns, but any ones I've ever been around are not that subtle. You know. You know.
So you're saying these could actually be rival groups?
Yeah, clown gangs possibly.
Yeah,
roving the streets
versus a smiley face.
Yeah,
the smiley face gang. Yeah, I think they call them smiley face killers or something. Yeah, smiley face killers. That's what they call them.
I've never heard of that. So now you guys learned something. Don't hang around smiley face.
Yeah,
don't go to Eaton Park. That's for sure.
There was actually a police officer like was putting that case together and never got any further. And then after he retired, he like started telling people about it to raise awareness because the police didn't think he had enough there. And one of the victims that he believes is a part of like the smiley face killers got to was right here in Pittsburgh, where we're
really
at. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
Do you ever think
Eaton Park?
I mean, I don't think. I mean, they just sell smiley face cookies.
It's the place for smiles. So,
yeah, but not smiley faces. It's for smiles because you're eating like, which I mean, no offense to Eaton Park, but like you're eating bland food. I don't know why you're smiling.
Yeah, why don't they use salt on anything?
I don't know. Even those cookies don't have any flavor. Even their cookies don't have flavor.
It's like, how is this sugar cookie not taste like anything? It tastes like somebody took some grade school paste and just molded it into a cookie.
Like there's some like flour and dirt in there.
Yeah, it's like, what is happening here? Step up your game, Eaton Park.
Yeah. Listen, we're looking for a restaurant sponsor. Right now, you're not in the running.
No.
Step it up.
GC got you beat.
Step it up. But yeah, this detective thinks that's my face. So like some people I saw think these clowns could be connected to it.
Yeah, I guess, but like I said, that just seems like a little on the nose. I mean, like,
well, I mean, like, wouldn't that be on brand though for a clown?
I guess, but if you're trying to be subtle and like, you know,
because you know what's weird about this whole clown thing, right? And why?
Besides, it's a bunch of clowns. I mean, what?
Well, besides that, here's a thought I want to put out there, right? I want to bring something to your attention. You Jeff, a man of the world,
Mm-hmm.
A man who understands technology and things. Let me put this by you, okay? By this point in history, 2023, people don't do anything without plastering it all online, all over the place with their bullshit motos and everything.
Some people, yeah.
95% of people, I'd say.
Okay.
Or like groups or like that does like weird
Got
shit,
it.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
There was never, and no one, like these people with the clowns, like especially in 2016, no one ever said anything or put forth a reason or anything.
That's
which I always
true.
thought was
That's
crazy.
actually that's actually a really good point. Not one person made, that, I mean, maybe there's a couple people made posts.
Most
I
of
don't
the
know.
people, like I saw like a couple people, but they like ruled them out real quick, like, oh, well, they were just assholes. Like they weren't actually like any of this. But like nobody ever was like, oh, I'm one of them, or like any reason, here's why we're doing it. We're the clown boys or anything.
Yeah,
like it was radio silent. And that was and like it's not like people are like, well, that was a couple years ago. No, that was 2016.
That was during the
still peak social media.
Yeah, for sure.
4chan, Reddit, Facebook, anything. Like no one, YouTube, like no one ever said anything. So you know,
well, I mean, I feel like that points more to my alien theory than any other theory you have.
Alien theory.
Well, aliens don't know how to use social media.
I mean, I think you're making an arbitrary rule. Like they probably do.
No,
they have
don't.
Fucking spaceships.
So let me ask you this: which is more likely?
Okay.
The fact of what you just said, that people can't go 5 seconds without posting stuff on social media, yet nobody ever posted anything, or these were all aliens who don't have social media accounts. Which is more likely?
See, that's not a fair statement.
I'm just saying,
because that is a false logic. Because
how is it? Why is it a false logic?
Because to just the
you just said
I did.
People can't go without posting stuff.
I
on social
did,
media.
but
so if these were people, if these were regular people,
but if they were a group of serial killers.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because serial killers don't go blabbing online.
These serial killers put smiley faces everywhere.
Well,
and dress like
if they're connected,
listen, and dress like clowns and stand around, but they don't want to post on social media so nobody knows. They're standing on the side of the street.
Well, it's because it's mysterious.
It's because it's aliens.
I you just took some stuff I said and you twisted it around. You're gaslighting me is what you're doing.
I made a valid point about alien clowns.
But okay, if you're an alien,
do you never see the documentary Killer Clowns from Outer Space? That's what that was about.
Oh my god! Listen, all I'm saying is, even if an alien doesn't have a ship, the technology and their intelligence, you'd have to suspect that their best plan is not going to be, well, fuck it, we can all just dress up as clowns and stand around.
It's just observation. It's the best observation.
How dressing up like not blending in with society?
Most people are afraid of them,
and so they call the police.
So the police are already on their side. That's why you don't hear about it. They're like, okay,
oh, the police are on the alien side.
It's like, it's fine.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay, and what about the incident where like the 12 or whatever clowns beat up that family?
That was a rival alien group.
Oh, so like it's like West Side Story.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
But with alien clowns.
Yeah, sure. The Saturns and the Mars.
I you know what? I just hope one day that I'm with you and we come across just a random clown standing somewhere.
I hope so too.
So I can see your reaction and be like, that's not an alien. I'll walk up to that clown. Yes, could be a bad idea. Could end poorly. But I'll be like, listen, are you an alien? And then all I ask you is when they stab me in the gut.
They're going to go through all the trouble of coming to Earth, dressing up like a clown and standing around and tell you if they're an alien?
Well, maybe because no one ever asked them that question.
That's possible. Yeah, I guess that's true.
And it's gonna be like Willy Wonka.
So you're admitting that they are aliens, just nobody's ever asked them that. That's what you said. You said nobody.
What I'm saying is
nobody's ever asked. Nobody's ever asked them, implying that they are aliens. So nobody's ever asked them if they're aliens.
What I meant was that I'm assuming if
that's not what you said. That's what you said.
They are aliens. I'm assuming no one ever asked that.
You said nobody's asked them, the aliens, confirming my theory.
How's that confirming? Because what if they go no? What they're like no, not aliens.
It's confirmed. You heard it here, folks.
Well, if they go no, not aliens.
Loremaster Eli just
that is not even how that works. See, this right here is why you never understood the ghost rules. Why you don't understand the alien rules.
You made those up.
Just like you made up your theory.
I didn't know this is a sound theory.
Well, okay, where's your evidence?
I've already covered this with you.
Wow.
I need to.
Well, you're gaslighting me. Is what you're doing. You're gaslighting me. Because all I'm saying is, right, there's something fishy going on, and you just automatically want to blame aliens. Why would they want to do the clown thing when they're too busy trying to like fuck with the government?
Do you think it's a coincidence right now that in 2016 there was all these clowns, and now they're talking about aliens in the government? You think that's a coincidence?
Yes, yes, I do.
You know what?
It doesn't make sense.
The most common fish in the sea. That's all.
Oh, wow! I don't even think that's true. I think you made that up. It's what I think.
Kevin on The Office said it. So I think
you know what?
True.
You know what? If you're gonna play them games, I'm gonna Google most common fish in the sea. A bristlemouth. A bristlemouth is the most common fish in the sea.
That's not a real fish.
It is. So. A bristlemouth. The fish is the size of a small minnow. Oh, you know what? I don't know if that's real because then right below it, the next one says it's a lanternfish.
See?
And the one below that says it's a white leg shrimp. So
a shrimp isn't a fish for one.
And then this other site I found that lists the top 10. And the number one for that list is a salmon. So I literally Googled the most common fish in the sea.
Yeah.
And I've gotten 19 different answers on Google. So I don't think, well, the bristlemouth fish is the most abundant vertebrate on Earth. So we'll say, but none of them are
talking about fish, or are we talking about vertebrates? So you know what? We're down a rabbit hole here.
A fish can't be a vertebrate.
Let's bring it back around. All right. Let's bring it back around.
All I'm saying, though, to go back to my earlier question.
Let's give our closing arguments.
All right. Closing argument. I think, me personally, with this clown, I think I don't quite think it's a cult, and I don't quite think it's a serial killer group, but I think it's kind of this like group who like just looks to sow chaos. And obviously they got some bad apples in that group who like took it to the term of violence, but they're like this weird, chaotic, like not happy with the status quo, looking to shake things up. And despite the fact that I think there is an effort to not release those numbers and stuff, to cause a mass hysteria like that happened in 2016, I think with everything going on right now in the world today, you watch, people are going to start seeing clowns again. That's what I think.
I'd like to present to you, the audience, that Eli has already proven my point by his previous statements.
How did I prove your point? Case. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I hope a clown knocks on your window and then shits on your door frame. That's what I hope. Like on your doorknob. Just sprays liquid diarrhea on your doorknob with confetti. That's what I hope. But hey, everybody, thanks for listening. As we clowned around. Stop the end of there. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. Rate us 5 stars. So, it's a new format, new us. We're coming in talking about mysteries and shit.
Same us, new format.
Same us, new format. So leave us 5 stars. If it's on Apple Podcasts, leave us a little review.
Leave us 7 stars.
Yeah, leave us 7 stars. Or hey, if you have a mystery or conspiracy or dark history event or something that you'd like the lore masters to tackle and dissect for you, and bring about a way of thinking about it that you probably would not have thought about. Put it in the comments. Let us know. Let us know what you want to talk about. You can also watch episodes on YouTube. So please like, follow, subscribe to us there. Leave some comments there as well. You can follow us on Instagram at Loremaster Absurd. Follow us on Facebook. We're setting up like TikToks and Discords, all that stuff like that. We're gonna start doing the social media thing. You can follow me on Instagram at Loremaster Eli. Jeff, where can they follow you?
Loremaster Jeff on Instagram.
So, hey, follow us. Tell us about some creepy stuff you want to hear about. Tell Jeff that he's wrong about this clown thing, because I will not have him malign aliens by saying they're clowns. So, I think that's what he did. Bye.